entertain divas and those that love us.
Birthday last week, and our zingy diva Deb Z's birthday last week, but this week we only have get wells to wish to our really good friend Don Missig and our old friend Jerry Alexa. So keep getting stronger and better and healthier, both of you guys. Last week we had Ashley Mazer here. Do you know her?
No, I don't. Mm-mm.
She is the current Miss Bay County.
Oh, okay.
You know who she is.
I've heard of her, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was just a delight. She was.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, man. She's smart and pretty and nice and has a really good radio voice.
So she's representing us just great.
Yeah.
Then. Yeah, that's awesome.
She's really cool. She's going to be a dentist / oral surgeon.
And she's part of our fashion show coming up, right?
Yes, she is.
Okay,
yeah,
great.
yeah. And she was really fun to have. You'll have to catch that show.
Yeah, I will.
I'll make sure that I don't think I've posted it yet. I was sick. But I'll get it up there because it was a really good show. And we talked about growing old versus staying young. So we had her. She's 23, I think. Mm-hmm. And then we had all ages in between, all through the 60s.
That's so great.
So, yeah.
What was the best advice given to her?
The best advice, actually, she gave some of the best advice, yes. That, and I should have written that down. She said something, you know what, after the break, I'm going to look it up after the break because I took some notes of the things that we talked about. But the one thing that we all agreed on was you're only as old as you feel, and to age gracefully and fight it every step of the way.
Yeah, that's true.
So those were the things that we all agreed on.
Oh, how great.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it was really fun. So tonight we're going to be talking about what is beauty and what makes you feel beautiful. And Lisa Thompson has a blog called Self-Love Beauty. How did you get started in that?
Awesome. Well, I got started in college right about my junior year. I was going through a time in my life where I was just trying to figure out who I was. I was having self-esteem issues. Trying to love my body and have confidence into going into my senior year and trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life after college. So as I was going through all of that, I met a lot of women that were kind of going through the same issues as me. Not just with our bodies, but, with relationships and our future issues. And so I kind of realized over time that everybody was going through the same issues, and I needed to start writing about it because writing is one of my passions. I have a bachelor's in communications. So from there, I started my blog, and I have been writing for about a couple of years since I started in college, just about all the issues that I've gone through, different things that I've seen society go through, and then it's kind of evolved. We've made it into a website, selflovebeauty.com. I have over 17 contributor writers that work for me right now.
Nice.
So we have a lot of fun. I love listening to their pitches for their ideas for stories and just kind of having them share their personal experience as well, as because I've just learned just as much from them. We've been following a lot of the campaigns going around about, Always has their campaign, and so does Dove and, American Eagle. And so we've kind of been able to pull from there and kind of decide how we wanted to create our own. And it's been great to listen to the stories that these girls have to share, as well as create a community for women to feel comfortable talking about what they've gone through to help other people as well.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That's very good. I admire that you do that. I mean,
Thank you.
That's really
and
very good.
To be honest, along the way, I've met so many other women that have, felt the same need as me. And so that's been great. And I think, there's just a small pocket of us right now, but I think we need to expand and help other people feel comfortable sharing their own issues and then making them feel beautiful along the way.
Right. Doesn't it make you feel good when you meet a pocket of women
yes.
like that?
And it just, every time I have that coffee or, I have that conversation with 5 or 6 women, you just leave those conversations feeling that much more powerful, that much better about yourself, as well as, okay, we're going to conquer this together.
Right. It gives you hope. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. I'm going to share a little story with you.
Perfect.
I had already been doing this and wrote my book and had it published and everything. And so my granddaughter knew about what I did and why. And one day she invited me for Grandparents' Day. So I went to her school, and all of the parents sat on one side, and all of the kids, this is 7th grade, I believe, 7th or 8th grade, and all of the kids sat on the other side, and the teacher named a team captain, and we played a game. And while we were playing that game, a little girl that was sitting behind the little girl that he made captain said something really mean to her. I don't know what she said. And she started crying and got up and ran out of the room. And nobody went after her or anything. It just shocked me. The teacher didn't even go after her. And the mom laughed.
Oh, geez.
It freaked me out.
Yes.
It really did.
That's not setting an example at all.
And then later on, the teacher went and brought her back in, and you could tell she was crying really hard. It was horrible. And so on the way home, I said to my granddaughter, were you friends with the little girl that was the captain or the other little girl? And she said, the one that was captain. The other little girl bullies her every day and tells her that she's ugly and all this other stuff. And I said, how does that make you feel? And she said, not very good, but she's more popular than we are.
And so they don't feel like they have a right to say anything. And that's part of the issue. We definitely need these pockets of women to feel comfortable enough to stand up against the
bullies. And we need
bullies.
Teachers.
Absolutely. And parents. It starts right from the home,
Yeah. Her mom freaking laughed.
Exactly.
Oh, it took everything in me not to get up and just slap her.
I can't even imagine.
I was in there.
Or running after the girl to help her,
something.
And it's so hard because some people feel like it's not their place, and sometimes it's not. But at the
in
same
a
time,
situation like that,
it's very hard not to just step in and say a few words.
Right.
That's the nicest way to put it.
It was really, really sad. So anyway, I didn't really, when I was growing up, it didn't start maybe it was even 6th grade. It didn't start until like junior high, where girls would start doing that to each other. But it seems like girls are maturing quicker.
Yep.
And they're being bombarded with advertisements now.
Absolutely.
And magazines. And so they're almost forced to grow up. But are they really growing up? Can they handle that kind of stuff? What's your take on that?
And I think to that point, I think that they aren't ready to grow up yet, but I think society, is setting them up to feel as though they need to, as well as parents are too. Nowadays you have all of these opportunities, and sometimes we forget that all we need is the kids to put on non-matching clothes, go play in the dirt and have some fun and learn the small things in life and enjoy the laughter, and because at the end of the day, that's what makes you beautiful is the inner stuff, the laughter, the friends that you have and the fun times that you have. But when we're basing it off of looks and we're basing it off of who has more than the other person, that's when the bullying starts to happen. And then your self-esteem comes down a little bit more because you don't have what other people have, or you don't have as much makeup on as the next person,
Right.
And it's starting at such a young age right now. And I've seen, we've been trying a lot more to target that audience, but I think we target it, but then we forget to follow up with it. And then we forget about the high schoolers that are then again in the vulnerable state of going into college, and we have our role models that sometimes don't always want to be role models, like the Kardashians, for instance.
Right.
They are setting their role models whether they want to be or not, and how you act in public and how you act in society is
how you dress and how
absolutely
you look.
Absolutely. And I heard this quote yesterday, actually. A lady said to me, she was talking about, what I do, with my website. And she said, whenever I sit down to write, I always think about what's the advice I could give to the little girl I was.
Oh,
and
nice.
What is the example I could set for the little girl that went through everything that I did. And it's kind of helped me a little bit with how I wanted to write, or how you say things, or how you portray yourself to society. Because as much as we sometimes don't want to be that role model, obviously we all have our bad days, but you have that little girl on the sideline looking for you as an example.
And it's not so much as how being a role model, it's not so much as how you look. And I think we forget that sometimes.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But little girls watch so closely.
They do.
And we watch how you treat other people. I remember my mom used to embarrass me because she was nice to everybody.
Yes.
And I'd say, wow, do you know them? Do you know? And well, why are you nice to them if you don't even know them? I really did used to wonder that. Until I got older and realized what a really cool person she was,
Yes.
She treated everybody like they were her friend. And I'm sure that she cheered a lot of sad people up every single day of her life.
Absolutely. Just with that smile or that high. And we don't even realize sometimes how those small things mean so much to people.
Right.
And they don't care what you're wearing. They care about how you treat them, because at the end of the day, right back to the story that you said, everybody knew that little girl was a bully, and they just, that was her title. And that's not a title that we all want to have.
Well,
Yay,
hello,
Mitzi's here. Let the party start now. So, that's really true. So, and we send so many mixed messages, it's...
Yes. And, to that, what you just said, I actually had someone reach out to me a little bit ago that they were going through Cosmo. And they were, one page was telling you how to, lose 5 pounds in a week. And then the next page was telling you how to love your body. And then the next week is telling you something else. And so when you flip through these, this person just flipped through it for 10 minutes and they were already confused.
Right.
And it was a man that did that. And for him to say, I feel bad for women right now because that was confusing
we don't know which
for
freaking
me.
end is up.
Exactly.
And then there's also that, of women, like a little older than you, like young women that have children.
Yep.
There's so much pressure on them because they still want to go out and look good for their husbands. Well, women of all ages want to do that.
Yeah.
But so there's that pressure. There's that pressure of having the latest fashions on. There's the pressure of having the perfect children, getting good grades, looking absolutely adorable all the time, and keeping a clean house and doing laundry and blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's a lot of stuff. And we had that. You and I, Mitzi, we had that same. We were probably the first generation that really had all those pressures on it. Somehow we made it through.
True.
Our kids are alive.
Well, that's good.
Yep. But we didn't have anybody to talk to about it. My mother was an entrepreneur, but I mean, how many working women of her generation were there?
Yeah.
Not that many.
Yep.
And so I had it a little bit different than a lot of people. But, that's something that we have to do. Mitzi, our generation, our age group, has to do for you.
Yes.
And your age group.
Yep.
We have to do that.
Yes, exactly.
Or you guys are going to be stuck like we were.
Yeah.
I don't want you to be. I don't. Hey, we're here with Lisa Thompson of Self-Love Beauty. I always want to put the beauty first. And Mitzi's now here with us. And, of course, we have Pat Horton of the Sexual Literacy Project. So we're going to take a little break and refill our wine glasses. You probably should do the same thing. We'll be right back.
Refill their wine glasses. The Devolution Show will be right back.
The Devolution Show has celebrated its 2nd anniversary. The show has over 15,000 downloads, over 1,000 unique visitors per month, and still continues to grow every day. It's broadcasted live on our station, W4Divas.com and thedevolution.com from our studio every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. The shows are all available for download on iTunes, iHeartRadio, and Spreaker. If you'd like to be a
Let Elsie Makeup Artistry help you believe in your own beauty. Professional makeup artist and medical esthetician. She's an award winner for her airbrush makeup, skincare treatments, and hair removal. Call Laura at 989-493-2607 or visit her online